Get these miles in. What up to the world? What's poppin'? Every day. Every day, baby. Every day. I told y'all. Your mind, your body, and your spirit must agree as one. And you got to give your body some good nutrients, man. This is what I tell people why you tired every day. If your body is not moving, you're going to be tired every day. That's what it is. Hold on once. Oh, let me see something. Oh, yeah, I got it. You just got to start, man. You just got to get up and start. The reason why you're tired, your body is telling you to work that muscle, to work your body. I be trying to tell people, man, just start. You know, a lot of people be trying to, my New Year resolution is this and this. Your New Year resolution is when you wake up every day. Is when the Holy Spirit gives you that breath of life. Every day is your New Year resolution. To change some of the things that you need to change. But people say, I want to wait till the New Year. Or they start and then they stop. You got to continue. That's the only way you're going to see progress. That's the only way you're going to see progress. You got to start. And a lot of people are okay with being sick. Think about that. Why would a healed person want to be around people that's sick all day if they're not going to be their doctor or their motivator or the person that showed them how to be consistent? That's the only use to be around people in their lower self. Just like I won't come around people to stunt, drive Bentleys, and have all my diamonds on in the neighborhood. I want to come back as a worker and bring people up and use my finances and my wisdom and my spirit to bring everybody up like me so we can be a community. So we can start doing things in our community so our dollars can circulate in our community. I'm telling you, man. And the stuff that I see in Arizona and Vegas when different nationalities have their little Jewish town, the different nationalities have their Chinatown, the Indians have their Indian town, and they barter with each other. They don't go to those big box stores. When I go get all my herbs, all the misnomer Indians, they go to their store. They get all their groceries from there. When they need vehicles, they get their vehicles from a certain individual. They barter everything from their native attire. They don't be going on Amazon buying it. They have someone that provide it. Just like I do with my Moorish brothers. I say, why do you have to go to all these other outsourcers to get fezzes and the Moorish brother have? You know, those are some of the things that you have to start wondering and asking yourself when people talk about generational wealth. Misnomer black people don't have no generational wealth if you're just talking about working. Because I don't know no one that got rich saving money. You don't get rich saving money. You don't get that much percentage off your money just sitting in the bank. The bank use your money. And then let me see any misnomer black person that have money in the bank. Let me see you go get a business loan that's really worth something. Not no car loan or no dead mortgage. I'm talking about a business loan to make money. To put you and your family in a different tax bracket. That ain't happening. That's why I say, yes, spirituality is amazing. Yes, it is. But your culture and your history and understanding finances, micro and macroeconomics and agriculture, family values, that's just as important as knowing the God. Because that's the God within. That's just as important. A lot of these kids are unequipped. Most of the kids don't know who they are, what they want to be, their culture, and nothing. And we beat, no disrespect to no one, and we beat white Jesus over our babies' heads. These kids are too smart now. They have technology. They can fact check everything that parents been telling them that's lies. And we will still promote that and won't teach the truth, regardless if it fill a room up or clear it out. That's our obligation, especially for the ones that know. Especially for the ones that know. And I be telling my people this all the time. I'm like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know? Or when a person gets into their eldership, or they say they're a leader in life and in community, and you're not a good example as an adult. You know? You're not a good example as an adult. Social media, this Instagram, this Facebook that we love to be on, when these brothers that have mental health issues, you will see them crashing out on social media. You will see them saying some of the most outlandish stuff, and then turn around the next day and they talk about it's Juma or Assalamu Alaikum and all this stuff. But through the week, all the most gangster and most killing stuff they nature about. And then they put on the kufi and the tunic or kuthra, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, but on the Instagram, you would just say you finna kill people, you finna crash out. That's why I be saying, you can't be around people like that you don't know their angle. And this is what I be saying, most of these people, they don't study their Quran, because your Quran is peace at all times. And I tell people, one of my homies I grew up in Flint with, he did a post. He said, what'd he say? He said, Negroes go to prison, get scared, and become religious and become Muslims. I said, you right. I said, you 100% right. And I said, my whole thing for brother, why you got to get locked up to become religious? And there ain't nothing wrong with that, because sometimes it takes certain things to push you towards God. But my thing is, why does it always have to be negative? Why do you have to get locked up to say, oh shit, now I want to be a Muslim? And then when you come out in the streets, I tell brothers, there ain't no such thing as no gangster Muslims. I ain't seen one. But like I said, this internet, when people say, oh, well, you showing the world. You showing the world who you are. How? When you go to the internet. When you go to the internet and start talking out the side of the mouth, and you're working with the community, and you're working with kids, or you're working with whatever, and you say you this, but you go to the Instagram to crash out, that's mental health issue. I don't care what, that's a mental health issue. And then look at this, look at the psychosis of this. And then the next day you get on the internet or around like nothing happened. And you don't get on there and you don't come back and apologize for your lower self, for your mishaps of judgment. A person to get right back like ain't nothing happened. Oh, whoop-de-whoop-de-doo, I'm the best coach in the world, or I'm the best football trainer in the world. But just the other day, you was on the internet crashing out. And people say they can't talk about this. And I say, you are judged by your works, well, your current works. Some people try to talk about your past, but your past is the past. But people do talk about your current works. That's what this is all about, faith and works. So your current works, people can talk about that. People can discuss that. If someone saw me last week or last year, and I've been Sheik Goodman Bay for a long time, and they say, man, Sheik Goodman Bay was on the internet last week acting a damn fool with a gun, talking about he about to crash out. And then the next day he on there like ain't nothing happened. Somebody will say, is Sheik bipolar? I told y'all that's some mental health issues. And these men ain't addressed their mental health issues. And then they try to cover it up. I say, man, some screws is loose in your hippocampus. I don't care what nobody say. Look at most of these men, they single. A real woman ain't dealing with that crazy shit. They might as well have some more babies and get a dog. Think about it. You think about what I'm saying, and you can look at this and be like, damn, yep. Yep. Because these Negroes damn near is just the same age as me. I went to high school with a lot of these dudes. I went to high school with a lot of these characters. That's why I call them. It's a character. Anytime you can put on something and you change your demeanor, you a character. Because you should exude that without the outward appearance. That should be something in you. That's what I said. I'm Tassa Wolf. It's nothing outside myself. I don't have to put on my turban, my kufi, or my bonnet, or none of my chic regalia to be who I am and walk honorable and in the world respect everyone. That's in me. That's in me. It ain't on me. It's in me. Why? Because that's my nature. That's my spirit. That's my heart. And when your heart is like that and when you're strong like that within, that exudes all the strength. Resolve with not going where you know you can go. That's the most strength in the world. You know? But a lot of these brothers I run across that say they Muslims and all this, that went to prison and they became Muslims in prison, which is nothing wrong with that. When you see these brothers in the world, you be like, man, like nothing changed. You know? And then they're not even in the community. I say, being a Muslim don't separate you from the community that you live in. How? Because you're a Muslim and Muslim believe in God. Muslim believe in Jesus if you understand and if you studied and if you a Islamic scholar. If you're not, if you're just a slave of the religion, then that's the issue. You know? That's why as I'm able to see different nationalities and they under the same religions or science that misnumbered black people say they under, and they operate different, they deal with each other, they barter, they make sure they come together. I don't care if it's 5 of them or 10 or 100, they coming together and they build an infrastructure. I'm talking about a conglomerate of doing things the right way. And I'm always talking about it. You know? A lot of people have been sending me current events of like, everything you be talking about, that stuff be happening. I said, anytime you go to the internet and open your mouth about anything, it's you pretty much a rat bastard. That mean, what you mean? You telling on yourself. You implicating yourself. You get on the internet, just like all these podcasters, where these older men getting on there implementing themselves over old crimes, racketeering. That's crazy. And then a man get on the internet and huff and puff like they're gonna do something to somebody. I'd be like, man, that's some sad stuff. So that's why I stay away from certain stuff and certain individuals, because a lot of us, we haven't learned our lesson. You know, when we have got, I won't say a second chance, another chance from the Creator to make things right. You think, you got off. And I tell people, you got off. How you got off? What you get off of? When you look at the act that was done. The act that was done, you never get off that. Because the act that was done, that individual could have lost their life. And when an individual lose their life, it's not just their life, it's their family life, it's their children's life, it's the community life, it's everything they connected to. You know, that's the thing where a person, all the rest of their lives, especially if they're religious, you should be in remorse. You should be in a state of forgiveness at all times. Your whole essence about yourself should be forgiven. When you talk to the kids, before you even get their ass on the basketball court, you should be talking about them coming to their higher self and using their brain and not making mistakes. Your whole training should be building these young men up first. Fuck some goddamn basketball court. Yes, that's great, but what can we instill in these young men off the court? Off the court to be good young men instead of get off that court and put on a goddamn shiesty Scully. And off the court, they some thugs. And off the courts, their grades ain't about shit. And they can't come to you and you tutor them. You're not a big brother to them. And this is what I be telling these people. I said, man, we be setting these kids up for failure. Because they be tricking these kids out of success. because these older people haven't gotten it. And they be so gung-ho on sports. They just be so gung-ho where the kids need an outlet. But no, it ain't just fucking basketball. I keep telling people, we setting the kids up. Because if they don't make it in sports, and if they're not good at sports, then they can't participate. It ain't nothing else they can participate in. So that's all we have to offer our babies is a fucking basketball or a football. I think that's the stupidest shit in the world. And I think we setting the kids up for failure. Because every kid ain't going to be an athlete. Every kid ain't going to be a LeBron James or Barry Sanders or nothing like that. They not. But all of our kids can be educated, have gratitude, can be smart, can be anointed, can have respect, can understand about finances, entrepreneurship, can be self-sufficient, can be in good shape, can learn how to defend themselves in martial arts, and be leaders in a community at a young age. Every one of them can have that. Every one of them. And when they when they in high school, they already know what they want to be. And when they go get that advanced education in college, they know what they want to be. And they come back to the community, and they are the leaders in the community. Every young man can do that. But every young man or woman ain't gonna be no goddamn going to no pros. We want to teach our babies to be smart and brilliant and use their athletic abilities to go to the universities and get that free education. That's what we want. We ain't got time for all these dummies telling these kids go pro, go pro. Yes, that's great if you go pro, but you can go pro in life. You can be successful. You don't have to be like a lot of these people that went pro and now they done messed their money up, or they done messed their lives up, making a mistake as an adult, and they got to work a 9 to 5 just like the rest of us. And all they do is talk about a whole bunch of old stories when they used to have stuff, or when they did play professional sports. Yeah, but you're right. You stayed in the Taj Mahal. Now you're right back in the community with everybody else. Why? For mistakes that have made. If a person will plant seeds while they're making that money and understand what's going on with themselves, that's why most everybody. Now let's go to finances. Most every melanated brother that's in athletes, that's over flashy and things, that don't understand about finances, they lose it and they go bankrupt. Every one of them. Because why? Once you're done making all that money, your bills will be the same. I'm telling you. And a lot of people, especially from our city, like City of Flint and other small cities, rural cities, when you're making that money and you come from Flint, Michigan, you're supposed to live under your means until your basketball day is over or your football day is over. What you mean? One, you got to have a good person that's your assistant to be audited and an auditor. You don't need no money manager. You pay your own bills, or you have your brother to help you handle it. And you give him a job to make sure your shit right. But most melanated athletes and things, they become broke. Because in college and high school, when they go to pro, they don't teach money management. They get a money manager, a European Jew or somebody, and they they pay your taxes, but they rob Peter to pay Paul. And that's why a lot of these brothers, after their basketball days over, they be like, man, where this money come? Or they don't audit the auditor. And when they do, after they get audited, they audit the auditor and see they stole a couple $1 million for them each year. They were doing taxes. You might have been in the NBA for, say, 15 years. You know how much money a person could just slide from under you? And all that thousands of millions of dollars you was paying taxes go to a private banking system, and you ain't have the audacity to sit down with a person like myself that's tax exempt for the federal government, that understand tax codes, and say we can build our infrastructure with the money that you willingly giving Uncle Sam, and you can divert it to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice and get a tax exempt receipt. And that's why our community is in shambles. Because when a lot of our brothers and sisters go pro, they go help Africa. Some of them, build schools in their neighborhoods. Jalen Rose built his academy. LeBron James built his academy. But like I said, the curriculum, no disrespect. Of course you get the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. But then when you look at the curriculum of history, of science, it's the same bullshit. These kids still thinking that they some slave and they some African. Teaching them misnomers. Talk about some transatlantic slave trade. All that crap, but not teaching real history. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. And when you can do the average of most, you can just do the average from Europeans in the league and misnumber blacks in the league and see the average of those that still have their money or more, and you see the melanated brothers, you see they don't have that money no more. You know, a lot of them didn't stay in the league that long. So you have to, it's a certain amount of years you have to be in the league to get the good pension. You will get a pension, but you got to remember, anything you're going to get is what you put in. You got to know that too. It's just like with taxes. People be thinking they're getting a tax return. You're only getting a tittle of what you put in. These big facts. So all those dynamics of what I'm saying, we be tricking ourselves out of our community. Like I'm in Flint, Michigan. This is where I'm from. I'm back home for about another week. Every neighborhood, I grew up on Patterson and DuPont. From all the way up to ML King, by King Hood, Civic Hood, by Longfellow, all that, all the schools raggedy. All the schools abandoned. Ain't no schools. Every block is burnt up houses or abandoned houses. Why is that only in an urban community? Do people pay taxes? Yes. Okay, so now you got city council. Do they vote for city council? So what the hell did the city council do? If the city council say, well, there ain't no money to tear all these raggedy houses down that's next to you, then why the hell do you got city council? If that's the case, how much the city council getting paid? They're getting paid something. So whatever that money that the city council is getting paid, they need to just get rid of all the fucking city council, have one administrator, and handle all the wars, and get some shit done. Because money is being wasted. You don't need a goddamn city councilman in every neighborhood in the city of Flint, and it ain't that many people in each neighborhood. See, I'm telling you, you don't have to steal. You can just mismanage finances. You can be dealing with a whole bunch of jacklegs that like to make videos of complaining what's going on and never go to the money. Because voting ain't shit but a popularity vote. That's all voting is. Ooh, I like him. I went to school with the asshole, but let's vote him for the mayor. And now you got this asshole as the mayor. Or, ooh, I like her. I went to school with her. She played basketball. Let's make her the president of the city council. Y'all motherfuckers are stupid. And then when you put people in positions that don't know nothing about policy, that don't know nothing about budgets, that don't know nothing about working with people, that don't have allies, you wonder why the fucking city in shambles. You can go right to Dalton, the city of Dalton, where they had that lady mayor, and she was trying to use that DEI. What is that? Diversity, equity, what is it called? Inclusion. Man, I don't care about no misnumbered black lady being no mayor. If she's qualified, great. But see, it's no guidelines to be no mayors or nothing. You don't have to have no college education. It's just a popularity vote. You don't have to have no goddamn experience, so people can just vote for you and like you, get you in the mayor's office. You don't know a goddamn thing. And that's what happens with that DEI shit. That DEI ain't help us. That DEI help most Europeans, women. You can be mad at me if you want to, but I know most black people don't research and they're not into the know. You're telling me about some politics and things, and you look at these people's background and they become mayors, and you look at their background and you look at their parents and you look at where you're like, what? This person don't even have a fucking business degree. I can at least respect the person that become mayor. They say, oh, this person got a business degree. Oh, they know about budgets. They done read budgets. They know about policies. Why? Because if you got a business degree, like myself, in business management with a minor in marketing and sales and nonprofit business startup, that means you know some shit. Nobody don't have to like you. That means you can get shit done the right way in policy and people can follow you. And you can be transparent. You just got to be talking out the side of your ass. I'm telling you. And that's why I tell people it's too simple for me. Why? I'm educated and anointed. It don't take me nothing but a couple seconds. I say, let me audit you. Well, what you mean? Just give me the paperwork. I'll tell you what's going on. It don't take nothing long. You don't got to pay nobody like the city of Dalton. They wasted money again bringing that lady in to audit them. I said, y'all stupid. You could have got me and paid me way less. I would have audited that shit by myself and told you what's going on. That's what my dad do. When you a professional, all you got to do is read your budget. Read the job description. I'll tell you what's going on. What's your budget? What's your budget each quarter? I'm going to tell you where the money going. I'm going to tell you who's stealing. I'm going to tell you who mismanaging the finances. How? Off the paperwork. That shit ain't hard. I keep telling people that's not hard. I grew up in this. I was homeschooled. Like I said, I was raised to be me. And once it happened, nobody can't say nothing. And that's why I say I normally be dealing with different nationalities, because my misnomer black people are still asleep. And my dad is an elder, 78. He says, son, our people still sleep. You just got to go and let them see. I understand. My heart hurt from that, but I get it. And that's what's happening. You look at the neighborhoods, you look where we have misnomered black politicians, mayors. It ain't just in the city of Dalton. It ain't just in the city of Flint. It's damn near where all the goofy niggas at. That's in political position, in mayors, in these local cities. They got in these positions just to pad their fucking pockets. I'm telling you, I know this. This stuff be free information. You can get the budget, you can get everything that's being donated to the city. You know, the city got donated all the millions of dollars for the water. Water still ain't fixed. All the pipes ain't fixed. These motherfuckers just building centers and shit, and everything raggedy. You got city councilmen. You got, I just say my neighborhood I grew up in, West Patterson. And say you got a city councilman. But say you got, I just say in a small circle, a square block, you may have, I just say, let me do an average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just say you have 30, 40 houses in a square block. Only maybe 5 of them, 6, 7 of them may be livable. The rest of them burned up or just bandos. And them shit's been up for years. I've been in Arizona for damn near 13 years. Who in the hell want to live around some shit like that? No way in hell I can live in no neighborhood in the city and the house next to me is a burnt up piece of shit. The house on the other side is a burnt up piece of shit. The house across the street is a burnt up piece of shit. The other house is a burnt up piece of shit. And my house right in the middle of this bullshit. And I'm paying taxes. And the people ain't in an uproar in the city of Flint. That's why I said this is some crazy shit. This is some crazy, ain't no way in hell I'll be paying no property taxes in the city where we paying some goofy ass mayor and we paying some stupid ass city councilman, and I live right here and every house around me is a burnt up bando. You got to be fucking nuts. This shit look worse than Beirut. What, every urban neighborhood. I can drive from starting at Bellinger Park, shit, I can go past that. I can go to the east side. I can go to my neighborhood, King Hood, all over. The shit look like Bay fucking Root. And we got city councilmen. And we got mayor. And they down there discussing other stupid ass shit. These Negroes can't even get along. Before, I forget my man's name down at the city council. He used to be loud. Everybody liked him, but hey, to each his own. I deal with law and policy. I don't deal with the stupid shit. I don't care about nobody being loud. All that shit don't mean nothing to me. I don't respect how the fuck old you are. That shit don't mean poo fucking diddly to me. What means something to me is getting shit done. And if you loud and we vote for a motherfucker and ain't nothing getting done, and we just like that loud shit, that's a damn podcast. Ain't shit getting done. But a whole bunch of niggas in the Flint march. We gonna march. Ain't shit getting done. And that's what I'm saying. It's nothing getting done. And they say, well, Kareem, you should be the mayor. No, the fuck I shouldn't. Because why? I know I don't need to be the mayor to put people to know what's going on. I don't have the patience for that shit. I'm just being honest. I don't have the patience to be around a whole bunch of idiots that know what can be done. We got a goddamn budget. We got a goddamn policy. We know what the fuck we can do. And we still don't do it. A whole bunch of jacklegs just arguing over some of the most stupidest, outlandish shit that you could think possible. If you go on M Live and pull up the city council meetings, the Flint city council meetings, I'm telling you a big fact. That shit is a shit show. It's the same way like Dalton was with that lady, with her. That shit is a shit show. And you know it's a shit show because the dude in Dalton, brought his ass in Flint. Here it is, the activist brought his ass in Flint. It's all a money grab. And then they got this nigga in Flint. You ain't even a citizen of the goddamn city. That's why I be telling us how fucked up we are. Excuse my candor. Like we supposed to handle our business. You come from a city where the mayor and all that messed up and ghost yourself in the city, boom, here they come here. Like they're gonna help the city of Flint solve their problems. Man, no. The way the problem solved is you gotta get the right people in office. Because the power of the people. Stop voting these jacklegs in. It's that simple, y'all. Stop voting these jacklegs in. If a person wants your vote, you got to say what's going to be done. What's the agenda? If these mother suckers ain't got no agenda, why are you voting for people? Well, I'm a Democrat. Okay, what's the Democrat agenda? I don't know. I don't know what the Democrat agenda is, but I'm a Democrat. Okay. Oh, I vote for the mayor. Why? Because he black. That's the only reason why you voted for this man, because he black? You a fool. You a fool. Okay, so if you got a misnomer white teacher and a misnomer black teacher, and the black teacher is an idiot, but the white teacher is brilliant, educated, no history. He can teach your child everything he needs or she needs to know. But the Negro teach your kids some Negrocentric propaganda. I'm going with the European teacher. Why? Because I just told you. I just gave you. Wisdom has no jurisdiction of color, retardo, fardo. I be telling these people this shit. Y'all are playing a color game, which is nothing when you're dealing with wisdom and an understanding. Color has no jurisdiction. The powers that be don't give a damn about a nigga with some money. You don't have no intellectual capacity. You're going to give all that shit back. They know this. Or you're going to be working for the man. Why? Because you have no skills and you mismanage your money. And they know you're going to make a stupid mistake. They know you're going to have a brain fart. I be saying, yes, people be nice, but you're going to have a brain fart. How? Because your arrogance. Your arrogance can allow you to make a brain fart and fuck your career up, and you have to get up every day and work a 9 to 5. Big facts. It ain't no disrespect, but when you've been to the glory of the glories, when you've been to the mountaintop, when you at the mountaintop, you should stay there. Especially if you an athlete, that means you have power. That means you can get things done, especially in a small city like this, where you don't have to go work to survive a 9 to 5. Why? Because one, you made millions of dollars, and one, your name is money. I'm telling you, man. I know how shit operate. That's why we don't have nothing. And when these brothers was making money, they didn't connect themselves to somebody like myself or others that's tax exempt for the federal government, to where we can get our own building, to where we can own neighborhoods, and it could be our religious community. And we can move a lot of the single moms back in the neighborhoods, the seniors, and we can patrol our own neighborhood, because it can be our religious community. We can have our own community center. How? Right in our community, from the money that we collect from taxes, and give everybody a tax exempt receipt. Because the government is not going to give a group of people money to save themselves. We have to do it and understand that we tax exempt for the federal government. But this shit fall on deaf ears to the Negro, because the misnomer black man is lost due to a lack of knowledge, because he or she refused to learn. It's just a fact. We think somebody that don't look like us is going to give us all the tools to succeed. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Any European professor, if they hear me speak, they say, I think you need to be dealing with him to get the expertise. We can teach you the basics, but you need to go to him. Why? Because we go to him. And this is what I be telling people. It ain't nothing. I'm educated, anointed, and consecrated on everything that can help us get to the next level. And if we deal in the community and we putting people in office, that ain't nothing but a popularity vote. What is the agenda? When I tell people, follow the money, and then you look in urban communities like the city of Flint, and you see what's happening, and you can see where all the money go. It's just like grants and things. Grants you don't have to pay back. So in the city of Flint, these jacklegs don't be telling organizations where the grants at, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of churches don't know. A lot of churches can get so many grants. But the city of Flint, they don't even tell these organizations how and when to apply for the grants. That shit go right back. That's why I say how stupid the city is. The city even have grant writers, and they don't be working with the community organization and a nonprofit organization in the city. That's why I said this is it's a shit show. It's a certain money allocated to the city of Flint to get shit done. It's certain monies allocated to every city council area, every ward, every year to get shit done. For raggedy, like you got raggedy ass houses, people dumping, but you locking people up for that shit. No, create goddamn jobs to clean up the streets, and then you change the spirit, the frequency of people. Say, hey man, we can't be dumping in our fucking city. Don't these streets have cameras, clean it up, and make those houses livable, or tear it down and make agriculture. It's a way to do things. If not, then lock half of the fucking city down. Like Rush Limbaugh said, if we're not gonna do nothing with half of the city that's blight, lock half of the city down, tear everything down, and make it goddamn all agriculture. Just let corn and shit grow. You know what I'm saying? Because we got too many cities that look like a fucking World War III been on that mud. And then little babies got to get up early in the morning and go to school around that raggedy ass shit. Do you know how that play on a person mental? And I'm a grown man, I'm 48. Do you know how that'll play on my mental if I have to get up and come home to my home and everything around me on the whole block is all raggedy and abandoned, that shit will play on my psychosis and my mental. I wouldn't even want to leave the house. Everything I'll be getting be DoorDash. I'm serious, man. You can't even go jog in the neighborhood. You can, because everything is raggedy. That's depressing. And then the people always talk about the white man this. I ain't seen that one white man come in the neighborhood in our city of Flint and strip all the houses and take all the pipes out. I seen all crackheads and stupid niggas do that. And we just don't make we don't make a political fight. We don't make a civic fight because you're not organized. The Europeans do it. Listen, if you organize, especially if you understand your religious rights, you come together, you organize, anything in your neighborhood can be given to you if you structure it. But the people don't know this. The people don't know how to go down to land bank and get things done. And then let me tell you how shady land banking and all these bullshit organizations are. See, I know this. Okay, so land bank, when you see a house in the city that's abandoned or whatever, land bank 9 times out of 10 they own a piece of shit, right? So they don't let these houses sit for so fucking long that be a piece of shit. Instead of giving them away for $1 like they used to do back in the day and giving you resources to help you fix this shit up. These greedy motherfuckers in the city and land bank, they try to give you a time period on fixing that piece of shit up, and they've been abandoned for over 20 fucking years. The shit is fucked up, and they try to tell you you gotta have this shit fixed up in a certain amount of time or they can take your property. Man, that is the most stupidest shit in the world. The city of Flint need to be giving these raggedy pieces of shit away. It's like they collect junk. The city of Flint land bank ain't nothing but a whole bunch of fucking hoarders. You got all this raggedy piece of shit and trying to sell this shit to people in the community that you know the income rate ain't shit. That's what I'm saying. I went and looked at a house when I was here last time. The basement caved in. They wanted a certain amount of money. I was like, man, okay, maybe I'll get it. They trying to tell me how soon I gotta have this property fixed up, and if I rent it out, I gotta do this, I gotta get all this. I said, man, that shit don't even be worth it. They need to be giving this shit away. I could take you in all the houses on the land bank list, and you'll be like, they want how much for this shit? How long was this abandoned? Oh, it's been abandoned for shit since the 90s. They want how much for this shit? Yeah. Most of that shit, they need to be tore down. Most of them houses in the city, it need to be tore down. And that's why I said, tear all the shit down. If the city want to revitalize the neighborhood, you tear all the plight down and you put double wides on them with no basements, with no upstairs, just one level, and you can change the neighborhood. I'm telling you, man, mismanagement. I done watched all them city council meetings. I said, I can't watch no more of this stupid shit. I said, ain't no way in hell I can watch all these niggas arguing. And it's people that I graduated with, that's president of the city council. I said, this shit is a shit show. But that's what we put in office, because we like a motherfucker. And just because you like somebody, they get in office, and that shit be stupid as hell. It be all personal. Why? Because their character comes out. They ain't doing business. They taking everything personal, the same way they did when they was in high school. You would figure it out? I be telling y'all people, these people are not qualified. And just because a person went to college, that don't make you qualified. Or what you go to college for? Home economics. And I played basketball. What classes you take? All cooking classes. But I'm the president of city council. What the hell? And after we vote in, that's some stupid shit. I tell y'all, what Europeans do and what organizations do, they get their brightest, most talented ones, no matter if it's male or female. They sit them down. They say, this is what we want to do. This is what we do. We can make this happen. We believe how you believe. We need you to be in office. We can get you in office. That's what that does. That's what that does. That's what that do. That's what the Europeans do. That's what my Jewish colleagues do. And they get shit done. How the hell are you a mayor and a city council and you don't come and tell the people that got nonprofits in the organization, you don't have these big your award meetings and tell all these organizations, the Mott Foundation, they got these grants, such got these grants, go on Michigan Grant Watch, get these grants, these facilities, this, none of that shit. And I know all that stuff just by now, Because I told people, we about to go to the next stratosphere. And everybody going to be like, well, how did he do that? I said, I told y'all, I've been putting a lot of work in. That's why I shut my mouth. And when I pop out, I pop out. I ain't going to ride through the neighborhood like Muhammad Ali, like he said when he came back and he thought him being a Muslim and in his Muslim attire that to change the people. But he said as soon as he became the heavyweight champion, he had the Rolls Royce and the Rolex. Now everybody wanted to be a part of him. So he said, you know what? He used that. Not in a negative way. He used it to say, hey, all this can be attained. How? By coming to your higher self and understanding who you are. You know? Because I know people look at tangible things, and that's sad as hell. So, okay, all the tangible shit is coming. Then what? I'm not going to waste it on no whole bunch of material. I'm building infrastructure. I tell people, it's like, we have the finances. We've been had the finances. Misnomer black people have the money. We a $1 billion industry. And people talk about complaining. The Europeans, that's Jews that we say we are, they give what? Charity. That's number one. For their infrastructure. They say no matter what happened, if the school's closed, they say, if education, whatever, they ain't worried about it. What? We got our own infrastructure. And our rabbi, our Melchizedek, our sheikh, is an educator, a scholar, and he have a staff. We ain't worried about a goddamn thing. You see? And that's why I said only Negroes be worried and scared. Why? Because the government is your daddy. If the school shut down right now and they stop teaching kids history and everything, what misnomer Negroes gonna do? Complain because they're not prepared. What my European Jewish colleagues gonna do? They just gonna go to their synagogues. They already set up. That's why I be saying misnomer black people, churches, they not prepared for nothing. They just have a building. That's it. They got a building just like the rest of these European organizations. They got teachers and educators just like the rest of them, but these jackleg Negroes don't do it. And they not prepared. And that's what I tell my brothers and sisters. We are not prepared. For what? For nothing. We can't compete. When people talk about what you mean, we can't compete. That's what I'm telling people. What? You can't compete. These churches ain't teaching babies nothing. When I'm in Arizona, these Jewish churches, they got their own elementary, daycare, middle school. Now they got their own high school, and now they have 7th hour for kids that go to other schools. If they Jewish, they get to come there. The bus will bring them to the church, and they be there for a couple hours getting all their Jewish studies. Then their parents come pick them up, take them home. I've watched this. This is where my employment. I'm telling y'all. Wait till I go back home. I told y'all, man. My heart be hurting because I done apply in so many things to help our own people. A lot of people I know that got their own charter schools, and here it is, Europeans reaching out to me like, man, no, please come. Would you come teach this? My professor said, your library is so extensive. We'll just have you come in here just lecturing and sharing information, and we'll pay you. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. They're like, yes, sir. They're like, you graduated from Grand Canyon University, right? Do it, man. You Sheikh Goodman Bay. They priest was my professor. He's a potentate at the Masonic Hall in Arizona. I'm telling you, man, like, I have a gift, and I'll be wanting to come in our people organizations and my people churches and show them what we can do. The same way Farrakhan does. I'm telling you. The same way I do at the universities. Come on, man. And that's what I tell us. Like, we're not prepared. Why? Because we're not letting our educators that's anointed historically, religiously, spiritually, finance-wise, educational-wise, we're not letting them teach. We letting these jacklegs, that polyparrot, that's only preaching and not teaching. We have a whole bunch of uneducated religious people. But it's qualifications to be a preacher or a teacher or a pastor. Last time I checked in the Bible, you read Titus, it's qualifications. Do you exhume the qualifications to be a leader, to be a shaman, to be a sheik, to be a medicine man, to be a fisher of men? Because it's qualifications. And you must know how to preach, you must know how to teach, you must know finances, you must be a husband pertaining to what the Bible says. You must be in the community. My whole track record exhumes that. And then when I went to Arizona, I had my own organizations. Part of the West Valley Health Summit. I done helped so many women in shelters and things. You know, help so many kids. I have an expertise. And I know I can get kids from one level to the next level because that's my expertise. And I know people. And I'm a pleasure to be around. You can ask any kid, anybody I've dealt with, no matter what the nationality is, they're like, man, this man is amazing. My child love him. It don't matter what color they are. I done help kids that was trying to play basketball out in Arizona, misnomer Mexicans. Their parents still hit me up every month. I still go to these kids' birthday parties and things. Real talk. I see churches and things that don't understand the power of their tax exempt status. And here it is, you in the city of Flint. When I was in Arizona, my organization, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, I used to get 100 tickets to all the Phoenix Suns home games. But I didn't have that many students at first because I'm new to Arizona. So I used to ride around the neighborhood to the schools and just introduce myself to the principal and the basketball coach. And I went and introduced myself to the kids one day, and the coach and the principal, he walked me in the gym, stopped the practice, and he introduced me. The kids like, we see him all the time. They were like, he was out here giving tickets away. We thought he was selling them. He said, no, this is Mr. Goodman, blah, 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 blah. He part of this, that. They looked me up right then. I had my turban, I had my tunic on. This is a Christian school, Catholic school. Love me with open arms, because I understand. You know, and I'm like, yes, I'm a graduate of GCU. They looked it up, yep. I said, through my organization, I get these tickets, and I want to adopt a school and give kids the opportunity to go to games they may not have never been to. And if you have been to, I'm giving this to y'all. I want kids to experience this. And I used to get tickets to all other things, like to the zoos, to the Herd Museum. And that was part of my philanthropy. And I know how to do that. And when here, I'm back home in the city of Flint, none of these organizations, none of these churches know how to do that. And I say, you don't take advantage of your tax exempt status, being a community organization? I said, wow. I see brothers trying to have basketball teams and things, and it's not done the right way. So I'm like, if you don't have your own nonprofit status, and you're not operating, you don't have donors, it's a reason. And you can't get jerseys and things. You have to ask people for money, which is nothing wrong with it, but you should be able to have people donate and be able to give them a tax exempt receipt. You should be set up a certain way. You should have, no matter if you got 2 or 3 teams, it's enough donors to where you got that set. And people don't be wanting to sit down and be structured the right way. They just want somebody to help. But you ain't helping nobody else. And you ain't a part of nothing else but a person said, well, I'm doing this for the kids. Don't nobody give a fuck. Excuse my candor. Don't nobody care about that shit. I keep telling people, it's a whole bunch of people doing stuff for the kids. But what are you doing in the community? And engulfing yourself in the community to bring these kids some type of other learning besides on the basketball court. To where you can have different organizations that's working with you, but you got to be the right individual. And that's why I tell people, a lot of people, it's a gift and a curse, because they don't know how to get with other people that can help them get to the next level. You don't know how to get with other people to help you get to the next level. They don't understand conglomerate. But when they go to prison, like one of my homies said, then they want to be a part of something that they scared as hell. Now you want to be a Al-Islam Muslim when you go to prison. When you go to prison, you scared as hell. You want to be a Muslim. You want to be a part of a group, but don't understand the group dynamics in the real world. That's kind of backwards. And I said, that's what we don't do. But if I was in the streets, if I was the bird man, everybody that I know that mine ain't right, they'll be hitting me up. Hey, bro, you back? Can I come holler at you? They'll be trying to get dope for me to sell in the streets. But when they all trying to do something and they know I got an expertise and they know I have a real business and I know how to do things to show you the right way, you should do the same thing. But a lot of people be criminals. And when they get in trouble, then they want to ask for help. That's not help. But like I tell y'all, man, we got to come together, man. We got to use all our skills, to really make something happen. And we got to stop complaining. That's the thing I tell everybody. What are you complaining about? Let's start pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. Let's all of us brothers that's in a like mind frame, let's come together. That's all we got to do. Let's build. Let's share the wisdom. I have a full library, family. Amazon don't have nothing on my library. I have over 1 million books and documents. I converted over 1 million books to ebooks and PDF. And that's And I'm not boasting or bragging. That's a fact. I have books. If you go on my social media pages, my Instagram pages, and my IG pages, everything that I show, I have all. And I convert them to ebooks so you can download the stuff on your tablet and you can travel with it. Or you can go to Office Max and Staples and they'll print it and bind it for you. Or my sister company, binditbooks.com, that my Mufti's own, they'll print and bind it for you. And we offer those expensive books for a fraction of the price. You know? Because my people lost due to a lack of knowledge. But I love everyone, man. Your health is your wealth. Take time to love yourself. Take time to study. And there's nothing wrong with asking a question, because it's not a such thing as a dumb question. I'm here as an ally. I'm here to clean this stuff up so we can do things the right way. And I need y'all help, family. Y'all know my email. Anything you need. Books. If you don't have any of my books, hit me up. I'll let you get all my ebooks for a small donation, because I want everybody to have them, so you can see what it's about and you can ask questions and you can have a base to go from, instead of just watching a whole bunch of videos from others, assuming, trying to extract money from you, thinking that's going to make you free. But I love y'all, man. And once again, take care of your mind, take care of yourself. I'll see y'all later on today. Peace.